Have you ever wondered if you might be much healthier than you think? What if I told you that small, almost invisible signs in your daily life could reveal just how strong, resilient, and full of vitality your body truly is? Most people over 65 focus on their aches, their limits, but what if you've been overlooking proof that your body is aging right? Stay with me, because today, you'll discover 7 unexpected signs that show you're far healthier than you realize, and the last one might just shock you. Most people over 65 worry about their health, fearing that every ache or slowdown means decline. But what if the real indicators of longevity aren't what you think? Research shows that people with certain physical and cognitive abilities live longer, stay independent, and even reduce their risk of serious illnesses. A study published in JAMA Network found that something as simple as walking speed can predict life expectancy better than some medical tests. Another study from the British Medical Journal revealed that people who can easily get up from the floor without help tend to live longer. These small abilities say more about your future health than you might imagine. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in yourself, what hidden strengths you already have, and, most importantly, what to improve to keep your body and mind strong for years to come. And trust me, the last sign on this list is one that even doctors often overlook. One of the strongest signs that you're healthier than you think after 65 is your ability to stand up from a chair without using your hands. It seems like such a simple movement, something you do every day without thinking, but in reality, it's one of the most powerful indicators of strength, balance, and longevity. In fact, studies show that lower body strength is directly linked to mobility, independence, and even life expectancy. A 2012 study published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that people who could sit down on the floor and stand up again without using their hands had a significantly lower risk of premature death. This simple movement requires a combination of leg strength, core stability, coordination, and flexibility, things that decline with age if they aren't maintained. Think about it, when was the last time you stood up from a chair without pushing off with your hands? Did it feel effortless, or did you instinctively reach for support? Many people don't notice their leg strength fading until they suddenly realize they're relying on their arms to stand. Take John, a 72-year-old man who always considered himself active. He walked daily, did some light stretching, and never thought much about his strength. But one day, he noticed that getting up from his recliner felt harder than before. At first, he ignored it. Then, one evening, he found himself struggling to stand from his couch without using his hands. That was his wake-up call. John's doctor explained that leg strength isn't just about movement, it's about preventing falls, avoiding fractures, and even maintaining brain health. Weak legs lead to instability, and instability leads to falls, the #1 cause of serious injuries in older adults. But here's the good news, strength can be regained at any age. John started doing simple exercises, squats, standing leg lifts, and controlled sit-to-stand movements. Within weeks, he noticed a difference. He felt steadier, more confident, and, most importantly, he no longer needed his hands to push himself up. Now, I want you to try something. The next time you sit in a chair, test yourself. Cross your arms over your chest and try standing up using only your legs. Was it easy? Or did you feel a little unsteady? If you did, don't worry, this is something you can improve. Adding just a few minutes of leg strengthening exercises daily can dramatically improve mobility, prevent falls, and keep you independent for years to come. And if you're already able to do this effortlessly, congratulations, you're aging better than most people realize. But don't stop there. In the next part of this video, we'll look at another unexpected health sign, and trust me, it's one that most people never think about until it's too late. Another surprising sign that you're healthier than you think after 65 is your walking speed. It might sound too simple to be important, but the truth is, your ability to walk at a steady, brisk pace is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. In fact, a study published in JAMA found that walking speed can predict life expectancy even better than some medical tests. Why? Because the way you walk reflects your overall health, your cardiovascular system, muscle strength, balance, and even brain function all play a role. Imagine 2 people, both 75 years old. Tom has always been active, and although he doesn't run marathons, he walks every day at a good pace, without feeling winded. He moves with confidence, his steps are steady, and he rarely needs to stop and catch his breath. Then there's Frank, who used to be just as active but has slowed down significantly in the last few years. He notices that even a short walk to the mailbox feels longer than it used to. He stops more often, avoids stairs when he can, and sometimes feels unsteady when walking on uneven surfaces. At first, he thinks it's just aging, but what he doesn't realize is that his declining walking speed is a warning sign, one that he shouldn't ignore. Walking isn't just about getting from one place to another, it's a sign of how well your body is functioning. If you can walk briskly without feeling out of breath, it means your heart is strong, your lungs are working efficiently, and your muscles are keeping up. But if you've noticed yourself slowing down, taking smaller steps, or feeling more cautious, it could be a sign that your strength and endurance are starting to decline. And that's something you can change. Here's a simple test. Next time you go for a walk, try timing yourself over a short distance. Can you walk about 10 feet in under 5 seconds without feeling out of breath? If so, great. That's a strong indicator that your body is still working well. But if you find yourself slowing down, needing to stop, or feeling a little unsteady, it's time to pay attention. The good news? Walking speed can be improved, and doing so can add years to your life. Frank's doctor told him that the key wasn't just to keep walking, it was to challenge himself. He started by adding short bursts of faster walking into his daily routine. Instead of his usual slow stroll, he made an effort to pick up the pace for short intervals, gradually increasing his endurance. He also added some simple leg strengthening exercises, and within a few weeks, he noticed a huge difference. His walks felt easier, his energy levels improved, and he felt more in control of his movements. So, ask yourself, how's your walking speed? Do you move with confidence, or do you hesitate? Your pace isn't just a habit, it's a reflection of your overall health. If you're still walking strong, that's a great sign that your body is aging well. But if you've slowed down, don't wait for things to get worse, take action now. In the next part of this video, we'll talk about another surprising health indicator, and this one is something most people never even think about until it's too late. Stay with me, because you might just learn something that changes the way you see your own health. Another unexpected sign that you're healthier than you think after 65 is your ability to balance on one foot for at least 10 seconds. It might sound like a simple trick, but in reality, balance is a powerful indicator of longevity, brain health, and physical resilience. A study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that people who couldn't balance on one foot for at least 10 seconds had a significantly higher risk of death within the next decade. That's because balance isn't just about standing still, it's about coordination, muscle control, and the connection between your brain and body. Imagine this: Margaret, 74, has always considered herself in decent shape. She goes for walks, eats relatively well, and doesn't have any major health problems. But one morning, as she was putting on her socks, she suddenly wobbled and had to grab onto the dresser for support. She laughed it off at first, but later that day, she tried standing on one foot again, this time intentionally. To her surprise, she could barely last 3 seconds before tipping over. What she didn't realize was that this small struggle was actually a warning sign. Poor balance increases the risk of falls, which are the leading cause of injuries in older adults. Even more surprisingly, research has shown that balance issues can sometimes be an early sign of cognitive decline, as the brain struggles to process movement coordination as efficiently as before. But here's the good news: balance can be improved at any age. The brain thrives on practice, and just like building muscle, balance can be strengthened with the right exercises. When Margaret realized she was struggling, she started incorporating a simple habit into her daily routine. Every morning while brushing her teeth, she stood on one foot for as long as she could, switching legs halfway through. At first, she could barely last 5 seconds, but within weeks, she improved to 15 seconds with ease. She also started doing gentle Tai Chi exercises and small stability drills, like walking heel to toe in a straight line. The result? Not only did her balance improve, but she also felt more confident walking outside, climbing stairs, and even stepping into the shower without worrying about slipping. Now, let's put you to the test. Stand near a sturdy surface in case you need support, and lift one foot off the ground. Try holding it for 10 seconds without wobbling. Could you do it? If so, congratulations, your body is still functioning well, and your coordination is intact. If not, don't worry. Just like Margaret, you can train your balance with small daily exercises. Improving balance doesn't just prevent falls, it keeps your nervous system sharp, strengthens your core muscles, and even helps with posture and joint health. So, have you ever noticed yourself feeling less steady when turning quickly or stepping off a curb? Do you instinctively grab onto furniture when moving around the house? If so, it might be time to start working on your balance now, before it becomes a real problem. And if you already have great balance, that's a fantastic sign that you're aging better than most people. But we're not done yet, because the next sign on this list is even more surprising and something that very few people ever think about. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn could completely change how you view your own health. Another unexpected sign that you're healthier than you think after 65 is the strength of your grip. It may sound strange, but your ability to firmly grasp objects, whether it's a grocery bag, a doorknob, or even a handshake, can reveal a lot about your overall health, longevity, and even brain function. Studies have consistently shown that grip strength is directly linked to muscle mass, cardiovascular health, and even cognitive resilience. In fact, research published in The Lancet found that weak grip strength was a stronger predictor of early mortality than high blood pressure. Think about it, when was the last time you struggled to open a jar, carry a heavy bag, or hold onto something for an extended period? Many people assume that losing grip strength is just a natural part of aging, but in reality, it's a sign that your muscles, and possibly even your nervous system, are weakening. Your hands are directly connected to the rest of your body, and if your grip is getting weaker, chances are so are the muscles in your arms, shoulders, and even legs. Take Robert, a 76-year-old retired carpenter. For most of his life, he had strong hands from years of working with tools, lifting, and building. But over time, he started noticing small changes. First, it was a little harder to twist the cap off a water bottle. Then, carrying his groceries from the car to the kitchen felt more tiring than before. Eventually, he struggled to hold onto his coffee mug steadily without feeling a slight tremor. At first, he dismissed it as just part of aging, but when his doctor tested his grip strength and found it significantly lower than average, he learned that this decline wasn't just about his hands, it was a warning sign for his overall health. Grip strength is a direct indicator of muscle health throughout the body. When it declines, it's often a sign of sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass, which increases the risk of falls, fractures, and loss of independence. But here's something even more surprising: weak grip strength has also been linked to cognitive decline. Studies suggest that a weak grip may indicate reduced blood flow to the brain, which over time can contribute to memory loss and even conditions like dementia. The good news? Just like other aspects of health, grip strength can be improved. Robert didn't want to lose his independence, so he took action. He started using simple hand exercises, like squeezing a rubber stress ball for a few minutes each day, using a hand gripper to build finger strength, and incorporating light weightlifting into his routine. Within a few weeks, he noticed a difference, not just in his hands, but in his overall strength. Carrying groceries became easier, he felt more stable when walking, and even his energy levels improved. Now, let's try a quick test. Grab a small object, a water bottle, a towel, or even your own fingers, and squeeze as hard as you can for a few seconds. Do you feel solid strength in your grip, or do your fingers feel weaker than they used to? If you can still grip firmly without strain, that's a great sign that your muscles and nervous system are working well. But if your grip has noticeably weakened, it might be time to start strengthening it. Adding simple grip strengthening exercises to your daily routine can help maintain not only hand strength but also overall muscle health, circulation, and even brain function. So, do you ever find yourself struggling with grip strength? If so, don't ignore it, it's one of the easiest yet most powerful ways to check in on your overall health. And if you're already strong, that's a fantastic sign that you're aging well. But we're not done yet, because the next sign on this list is one that most people completely overlook, even though it can reveal a lot about how well your body is functioning. Stay with me, because what you'll learn next might just surprise you. Another unexpected sign that you're healthier than you think after 65 is your ability to get down on the floor and stand back up without assistance. It sounds simple, right? But in reality, this movement is one of the most powerful indicators of longevity, flexibility, muscle strength, and overall mobility. A groundbreaking study published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that people who could easily lower themselves to the floor and stand back up without support had a significantly lower risk of death over the next decade. The reason? This ability requires strong leg muscles, good balance, core stability, and flexibility, all of which are essential for staying independent as you age. Imagine this: Barbara, a 78-year-old woman, always prided herself on being active. She walked every day, did light stretching, and never really thought about her ability to move freely. But one day, while playing with her grandson, he asked her to sit on the floor with him. She hesitated. It had been years since she had actually lowered herself all the way to the ground, and suddenly, she realized she wasn't sure she could get back up without struggling. She laughed it off, but deep down, it scared her. If she couldn't do something as simple as sitting on the floor and standing up, what else had she lost without noticing? Most people don't think about this ability until they're faced with a situation where they need it. But the truth is, being able to move easily between sitting, kneeling, and standing isn't just a matter of convenience, it's a sign that your body is functioning properly. Think about emergency situations. What if you drop something and need to pick it up? What if you fall and need to get back up quickly? If your body struggles with this basic movement, it's a warning sign that your muscles and joints aren't as strong as they should be. Now, let's put you to the test. Find a comfortable space, and try this. Lower yourself down to the floor in a controlled manner, cross-legged or on your knees. Now, without using your hands, push yourself back up to a standing position. Could you do it? Was it smooth and easy, or did you struggle? If you needed to use your hands, don't worry, it simply means your body needs more strength and flexibility training. The good news? You can regain this ability at any age. Barbara didn't want to accept that she was losing mobility, so she started practicing every day. She used a chair at first for support, slowly lowering herself down and standing back up. She added gentle stretching to improve flexibility and did simple exercises like squats and lunges to strengthen her legs. Within a few months, she could get down and up with ease, and more importantly, she felt confident in her movements again. So, when was the last time you tried sitting on the floor? Did it feel natural, or did you hesitate? If you can still do this effortlessly, that's an incredible sign that your body is aging well. But if you struggled, don't ignore it, start working on it today. Because keeping this ability means keeping your independence, and once it's gone, it's much harder to get back. And speaking of independence, the next sign on our list is something most people never think about, yet it plays a crucial role in how well you age. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could change the way you look at your health forever. Another unexpected sign that you're healthier than you think after 65 is something most people never pay attention to: your sense of smell. It may seem like a small detail, but research has shown that your ability to detect scents is directly linked to brain function, neurological health, and even longevity. In fact, a study from the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA, found that older adults who experienced a significant decline in their sense of smell had a much higher risk of developing cognitive issues, including dementia, within the next 5 years. That's because your sense of smell is connected to the part of your brain responsible for memory, emotion, and processing information. When it starts to fade, it could be an early warning sign that your brain isn't working as well as it should. Think about it. When was the last time you noticed the fresh scent of morning coffee, the crisp smell of rain, or the aroma of your favorite meal cooking in the kitchen? If you still experience these scents vividly, it's a great sign that your brain is functioning well. But if you found yourself realizing that certain smells aren't as strong as they used to be, or worse, that you can't smell things at all, it might be time to pay closer attention. Take Linda, a 72-year-old woman who never thought twice about her sense of smell. One day, she noticed that her favorite perfume, which she had worn for decades, didn't seem as strong. She blamed it on a weaker formula and switched brands, but nothing changed. Then, she started realizing that her food didn't taste as flavorful as it once did. Spices felt dull, and even strong-smelling foods like garlic and onions barely registered. It wasn't until her daughter pointed out that she hadn't noticed the burning smell from an overheated pan that she started to worry. She went to her doctor, who explained that loss of smell can sometimes be an early sign of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. This terrified her. She had no memory issues, no physical problems, but her body was giving her a sign long before anything else. What many people don't realize is that your sense of smell isn't just about enjoying food or fragrances, it plays a critical role in your survival. It helps you detect spoiled food, notice smoke from a fire, or even recognize a gas leak in your home. Losing it can make you more vulnerable to everyday dangers. But here's the good news: just like muscles, your brain and nervous system can be trained to maintain function. Studies have shown that practicing scent recognition, intentionally smelling different essential oils, spices, or herbs, can help strengthen the neural pathways responsible for smell and even slow down cognitive decline. Linda decided to take action. Every morning, she made it a habit to sniff different strong scents: peppermint, coffee, cinnamon, citrus. She focused on identifying them, stimulating her brain's olfactory center. Over time, she noticed that smells became clearer again, and her doctor reassured her that actively engaging her sense of smell was one of the best things she could do for long-term brain health. Now, try this simple test. Close your eyes and take a deep breath near something strong-smelling: a piece of fruit, a candle, coffee beans. Can you detect the scent easily, or does it feel faint? If your sense of smell is still sharp, that's an incredible sign that your brain is aging well. But if you've noticed a decline, don't ignore it. Start engaging your senses daily, practice deep breathing exercises, and pay attention to how well your brain is processing the world around you. Your sense of smell is more than just a way to enjoy life, it's a built-in health monitor, silently telling you how well your brain is functioning. And if yours is still strong, take it as a powerful sign that you're doing better than you think. But we're not done yet. The final sign on this list is the most surprising of all, one that most people never even consider, yet it plays a crucial role in how long and how well you live. Stay with me, because this last insight might completely change how you see your own health. The seventh and final sign that you're healthier than you think after 65 is something that often goes unnoticed: your ability to maintain deep, meaningful conversations. It may not seem like a physical indicator of health, but your engagement in conversations, the way you express thoughts, remember details, and connect with others is a direct reflection of your cognitive function, emotional well-being, and even heart health. Research has shown that strong social connections can add years to your life, lower your risk of dementia, and even reduce stress-related inflammation in the body. Think about the last time you had a conversation that truly engaged you. Did you easily recall names, details, and past events? Did you contribute actively, share opinions, or maybe even debate a topic with enthusiasm? If so, that's an incredible sign that your brain is sharp, your memory is intact, and your ability to process information is strong. Now, imagine the opposite: struggling to keep up, forgetting key details, or finding yourself withdrawing from discussions because following along feels harder than it used to. This subtle shift can sometimes be an early warning sign of cognitive decline, and many people don't even realize it's happening. Take Richard, a 79-year-old retired teacher who always loved storytelling. He was the kind of person who could hold a room's attention with his words. But over time, he noticed something changing. He found himself forgetting names more often, losing his train of thought mid-sentence, and feeling mentally exhausted after long conversations. At first, he brushed it off, thinking it was just part of aging. But when he started avoiding phone calls and social gatherings, his daughter noticed and encouraged him to see a neurologist. The doctor explained that social engagement is one of the best ways to keep the brain active. Just like muscles weaken without exercise, the brain slows down when it isn't regularly challenged by conversation, problem-solving, and deep thinking. Determined to fight back, Richard made a conscious effort to engage more. He joined a book club, called old friends more frequently, and even started playing word games to keep his memory sharp. Within months, he noticed an improvement, not just in his ability to recall words but in his confidence, his mood, and even his energy levels. His doctor wasn't surprised. Studies have found that people who stay socially engaged have a 70% lower risk of cognitive decline compared to those who isolate themselves. So, ask yourself, how often do you engage in meaningful conversations? Do you enjoy debating ideas, telling stories, or recalling past memories in detail? If so, that's a fantastic sign that your brain is functioning well and that your mental agility is still strong. But if you've noticed yourself pulling away from conversations, forgetting words, or feeling mentally drained after social interactions, it might be time to make a change. Start small, call an old friend, join a discussion group, or even challenge yourself to learn something new that sparks conversation. Your brain, just like your body, needs stimulation to stay strong. And if you're still actively engaging in deep discussions, take that as proof that you're aging far better than you think. Now that you know these 7 powerful signs, take a moment to reflect: which ones do you recognize in yourself? Because if you have even a few of them, you're already on the path to a longer, healthier life than you may have realized. If you've recognized even a few of these signs in yourself, then here's something you need to hear: you are doing better than you think. In a world that constantly tells us that aging is about decline, about limits, about losing what we once had, the truth is far more powerful. Your body is still strong. Your mind is still sharp. And you have far more control over your future health than you may have ever believed. But here's the part that most people don't realize: the greatest danger after 65 isn't illness, or weakness, or even genetics, it's neglect. The moment you stop challenging your muscles, your balance, your brain, your ability to engage with the world, that's when decline truly begins. And it doesn't happen all at once. It's slow. Subtle. The hesitation before standing up. The slight struggle to carry groceries. The feeling of being just a little less sharp in conversation. These moments creep in so quietly that many people don't even notice them until it's too late. But you still have time. And more importantly, you have proof that your body is still working for you. If you can still get up from a chair without using your hands, if you can walk at a steady pace, if you can balance, grip, smell, move, and connect, then you are not fragile. You are strong. You are capable. And that means you have the power to stay that way. The biggest mistake people make is assuming that good health is something you either have or don't have. But the truth? It's something you keep. Every day, with every step you take, with every movement, with every conversation, with every challenge you push yourself to meet, you are reinforcing the foundation of a longer, healthier life. The only question is, will you let yourself believe that? Because if you're watching this right now, if you've recognized your own strength in even one of these signs, then you know what that means. You are not just aging. You are thriving. But thriving isn't passive. It's a choice. The choice to keep moving, to keep strengthening, to keep living fully, not just for today, but for all the years ahead. So what will you do with this knowledge? Because now is the moment that matters most. Aging isn't about what you lose, it's about what you keep. And if you recognized yourself in these signs, then you already have proof that your body and mind are working for you, not against you. The real question is, what will you do next? Will you take these strengths and build on them, or will you let them fade simply because no one ever told you they mattered? Because the truth is, small efforts today determine the life you'll live tomorrow. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 7 signs did you recognize in yourself? Were there any that surprised you? Share your thoughts in the comments, I read every one. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. There's so much more to explore about longevity, strength, and keeping your independence for years to come. Because you're not just getting older, you're getting better. Let's make sure you keep it that way.